Have you heard the analysis from the ETA on North Carolina?
This is impossible. This is saying, nah, nobody liked her. She underperformed across the entire state. Everywhere.
Or you could have a candidate that's unpopular, but this is too consistent.
So that was a clip from the Roland Martin Unfiltered show from last night where the ETA was discussing the 2024 North Carolina results.
We've not released North Carolina yet. No one has seen this yet. So we're going to talk about it. We have hard numbers for you.
Do you remember this guy?
Dr. Walter Mebane. He's a professor at the University of Michigan. He runs the Department of Political Science and Statistics. He is the leading expert in physics in the U.S. There's not a lot of people who have more experience than him that have done more. His analysis for North Carolina, a working paper that he shared with us, it estimates, based on his model, up to 207,000 possibly fraudulent. The margin of victory for Trump in North Carolina at the president level, it's 183, 184,000. So if that higher estimate is caused by potential vote, that would be enough to change the outcome of the presidential race in North Carolina.
Those numbers are shocking. So let's get into it. What did you find?
All across every county in North Carolina, just to begin, we're seeing that is always underperforming that's on the same tickets. So we're talking, in this case, we're looking at the superintendent race, and we're seeing that she is getting up to 122,000 less votes across all of these counties. But Trump, on the other hand, he's always overperforming his party candidate.
Something is awfully suspicious there. Okay, what are we looking at here?
2016 North Carolina president versus superintendent. And the blue is Dem, the red is Republican.
And what we're looking at here is the zero line is the amount of votes the superintendent got for both parties. And then if you are above the line, as you said, the blue is Democrat. So if you're above the zero line, you got more votes than the superintendent of your party.
So that was 2000. That was 2016.
Yeah, 2016, both candidates on average were overperforming. They were both sitting pretty solidly across and it was very back and forth, right? Some of them had more votes in some areas, some were sitting a little lower. We don't see a lot of negative votes here. We think if this is what a more normal election looks like, now let's look at 2024. Here,
that is
where we're
highlighting. That is a stark difference in. Wait a minute. Come on, switch to Nola. Nola's over here going, "Oh my God, oh my."
Yeah, this is just the beginning. We're seeing this trend across a majority of the swing states. Pennsylvania, for their day, looks very similar. The zero line here on the left axis, zero is the amount of votes the superintendent got, and if you're above the line, you got more. If you're below the line, you got less. Each of these lines, there's a red and a blue line per county. And so what's important here is we are seeing across every county in North Carolina.
Not one county.
Not one county. I think there's technically one where it's such a small underperformance that it shows almost nothing. But every county is underperforming the superintendent.
In the entire state. This is 16. And you see, so out of all the counties in North Carolina in 16.
The blue below zero is the president.
So only in 28 counties in 2016 was below the superintendent.
Okay, the question we all obviously have is what could be causing all of this?
There are multiple ways that this could have happened. The leading theory we have that we've tested time and time again and has seemed to hold up so far, as we said, is we're concerned that the tabulation machines themselves, the places we found manipulation, the concern, as you said, is we are worried that if there is a compromise of the tabulation system, malicious activity, a third party, we don't truly know.
Have we ever seen any of this in like past elections in any other states?
We are seeing concerns going back to 2016 in Florida.
Did you just say Florida?
There were two different counties that reported malware on some of their systems they have.
Does anybody give a damn?
That's a great question.
Are they saying anything? Or independents saying anything? Or are folks just going, we don't want to sound like conspiracy theories. We don't want to sound like them. So we're just not going to address this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Okay, but like enough of us really, really feel strongly that something happened, right? After seeing all of this data, what are we going to look at to prove any of this?
Chain of custody is really important because the physical vote is what we're after, and we want to make sure those are maintained well so that if there is a recount and not of them, we're confident that those are what people originally cast.
I swear I heard that the machines cannot be hooked up to the internet, right?
The common argument we hear is, well, our voting systems aren't connected to the internet. I have concerns because the largest tabulation system and system we use does potentially have modems in them, cellular modems. So I think it's inaccurate to say that they're not connected to the internet and you couldn't do something.
So they've been lying to us?
There are so many opportunities to mess with systems.
What do you mean? Isn't it supposed to be safe and secure? What are we going to do about it?
The only way to make sure that they're not being messed with is making sure we do appropriate audits. Those audits are double checked by third parties, and then physically looking at the vote as well and doing some hand counts where there are anomalies.
Okay, but like, why go through all that if it's not going to make a difference?
If there was manipulation, it was potentially so much to change the presidential race in Pennsylvania as well.
Show me the numbers. I'm curious now. Let's see the charts. What are you saying to the governors, the state representatives about what we're going to do about this, what we need to do about this?
We're saying, hey, we've told you where to go look. Work with us. Let's go look. Let's go open up the ballot boxes. Let's go hand count the ballot. And if there's a problem, we'll find it and we can go from there.
Okay, so maybe if we can get one state that was a blue state that isn't a state, maybe we can get them to do a hand recount, and then it's like almost like a...
Think of it as a domino effect, right? If we prove this happened anywhere that our analysis brings up anomalies, then theoretically anywhere that our analysis shows anomalies could have been manipulated as well.
Do you think it's likely that we'll find the same anomalies in other states?
If this happens, if there's a compromise of the tabulation machines, it didn't just happen in places that it needed to change the outcome. It potentially happened anywhere that these systems are being used. And I do have some numbers. I think we were looking at potentially up to 88,000 anomalous votes in Minnesota, even though Minnesota was won very handily by the Democrats.
Okay, all of this is shocking, and I'm very, very concerned about future. Like, what do you think?
What you're laying out is saying that if that happened in 2024, it could happen again in 2028 and 2032 and beyond.
And if you're curious what you can do to support the ETA, please go see this video for answers to that question. Oh, and I don't want to forget, please tune in to these two shows on July 1st, where Nathan Taylor from the ETA will be giving additional updates about North Carolina and the Rockland County, New York case. So you don't want to miss it.